Okay, well, welcome back to Benchtop Modeler. I'm going to say life got in the way. Things got a bit crazy around here, and I haven't dedicated much time to modeling or my channel, Benchtop Model Builder. I let things go a little bit, and I apologize to my viewers. I had to reset everything, and things were getting kind of crazy, to be honest. But I did keep on modeling. However, I didn't share with anybody what I was doing, so I've kind of cut off everything, and I'm starting over from scratch. Right? Time for a reset. What else? Well, recently I attended a model show called PAMS, Polk Area Model Society. They had a show at the Florida State Fairgrounds. It was a good show. And in that show, I acquired this rather nice kit from Tamiya. It's a 1/16 scale Kugelwagen for the European theater. Great kit. I started working on it, but I'm not that far into it. You'll see what I've done. I'm going to share, of course. Well, right now I've got about the chassis kind of started. Some of the suspension parts were worked on, but as you can tell, there's a way to go. Okay. We're going to be moving on with this kit. I will record myself working on it and share it on my channel, of course. Again, basic assembly skills, using liquid cement for most of the assembly, using cyanoacrylate, or by the trade name super glue, for some of the trickier parts. Nothing out of the ordinary. Now, you'll notice it already comes in a nice tan color. The molding is phenomenal. The color is even. There are no swirl marks. So what I'm going to do with this kit, as you can see, I've done a little bit of detail painting. I'm going to continue doing that, but for the body color of this model, I'm going to use the color of the plastic. It's already molded in a tan. It's even. It's got a nice satin finish. You'll see what's going to happen. I think it'll work. Well, so stay with me. We're going to record me working on the model. I'll be adding details. I'll be doing new detail painting, and if I haven't shown you yet, I'll be doing some airbrush painting as well on this model coming up. So welcome back, right? Or welcome to my channel, Benchtop Model Builders. If you haven't done so, please click on the subscribe button, right? Click also on the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. And I am going to do my best to put out a video on a regular basis. It may be every week, it may be every other week, but I'm going to strive to be consistent in posting videos out there on my channel. So here we go. I'm going to switch views now and record myself working on the model a little bit. I'll be talking about what I'm doing. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't done so already, please do. And I'll see you soon. Thank you. All right, here goes. Okay, so welcome back. Now you get a detailed view, as it were, of the instruction booklet. That's the one thing about Tamiya models. Their instruction booklets or instruction sheets are actually pretty awesome. So here's the Kugelwagen as it stands so far. We're going to be adding some detailed parts to the inside of the chassis. Okay. Let's get to it. Okay. So And again, the parts are labeled, right? So you look for the E. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Part 3E. And wouldn't you know it, the right left-handed, very easy to do. So just snip, you know what? Instead of snipping it out, it's calling for a color. So here we go. I happen to have, yep, a nice brown XF64. What do you know? XF64. Okay. So, builder's trick. If you haven't done this before or haven't known about this before, sometimes it's easier to paint the part while it's still attached to the tree. So, here goes. I'm going to get a brush. Too big. Just right. If I haven't gone over brushes before, here's one paintbrush I have. Here's another one I have. I have a couple, so I have a finer point one and then a larger brush. These are it. These are all I have and these are all I use. I've had these brushes now for, gosh, I'm going to say at least 20 years. Two things. I only use acrylics from Tamiya, generally, and I clean my brushes with Formula 409, which I keep in a tub. I rinse them with water and I dry them, and that's it. And these brushes, these are my main go-to brushes. Like I said, I've had these for about 20 years. I just take care of them. I don't let the paint build up on them. I make sure to clean them as soon as I'm done, and you know, they work great. So here goes. Paint, brush cleaner, here we go. Now, don't cringe or don't laugh, but I use the brush handle to stir my paint up. And this is something I've done for years now. Yeah. Stir slowly. Right? Now you don't slosh the paint. Stir thoroughly. That way the pigments and the medium acrylic are mixed well. Yeah. I rinse off my brush handle so I don't get a paint on my hand. And then, what comes next? You put the paint on the part. Keeping the part attached to the sprue or the parts tree makes painting easier. You don't get paint on your hands or your fingers. Yeah. Now, the nice thing about this part is you don't have to paint the bottom because you're not going to see the bottom. So we got one part done, painted. Switch over to the other side. Right, and just brush on the paint. Now, about the model building process. I read an article, a gentleman who was scratch building the car from Forbidden Planet that was driven by Robbie the Robot. And he had some words of wisdom. Take your time. Don't rush. There's no award for getting it done in a weekend. I think I am paraphrasing him. And in his case, since he was scratch building this from plastic and some wood, be willing to throw away your part if it doesn't look good, if it doesn't fit, if it doesn't meet your idea. Scrap it and start over again. You think it might be wasting of time? Not really, because in the process of building, you will have learned something about the model. Perhaps you will have learned something about your skill level. So nothing is wasted. So don't rush. I'm using acrylic paints. They take a little bit of time to dry. Big deal. What I normally do in this instance, as the part's drying, I'll wait. I'll let the part dry. I'll let the parts dry and then install them on the model. What am I doing in between? I could be doing research on the model. I could be doing research on the vehicle. In this case, the Kubelwagen, right? I could be reading a book. I could be watching a video. The point is to have fun and enjoy the build, right? So even though this model has already started, it's in process, that's okay. You're going to see all the skills I talked about, such as gluing parts, putting parts, clipping parts out of a part tree, assembling the model. You're going to see all of that because I have a lot more to go on this model to get done. So even though I'm kind of starting not really in the middle, but you're going to see everything I mentioned. So clipping parts out. This is what I use to clip out the parts. Painting parts on the tree. Assembling the model. What glues to use. That's all going to be shown in this construction video on the 1/16 scale Tamiya Kubelwagen. Right? You're going to see everything. And you will also see me airbrushing the model towards the end. It's not a very complex camouflage pattern, but there's going to be a sequence to follow to get it done correctly. That's all coming up in this video record of my building the Tamiya 1/16 scale Kubelwagen for the European front. So, thanks for your time on this installment. Thank you for checking out my channel. Again, if you haven't done so, please click on the subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell and give me a thumbs up if you liked it. There's going to be more. So thank you for coming in. There'll be more installments on this build of the Kubelwagen. I plan to record a whole lot more. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.